Hey everybody, welcome to the Morphin Grid. I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And today we're watching episode 55 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's called Second Chance. It aired May 4th, 1994. There's probably going to be another two-headed monster if we're following the pattern.
What's it called?
Second Chance.
Right. So
every other episode, there's a two-headed monster.
It's a bird/goat with a regular body and a head on its chest.
Yes. Or maybe a lion with a snake tail. They never mentioned the snake tail, though, for
What?
Gotan.
He did have a snake tail.
Why is his name Go? You know what? Enough about Gotan. That was like 10 episodes ago.
Just let it go, man.
I'm gonna let it go right now.
Go, man. Instead of Gotan,
that wasn't even a joke.
I apologize. You could just cut that right out. Anyway,
if you're new here, welcome to the podcast, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
This is the only time during recording where you intently stare at me.
I stare at
talk.
Josh while I do this because I know how much you hate it. So what we do is we pause the recording, we watch an episode of Power Rangers, come back, we talk about the episode of Power Rangers that we just watched. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Right. You guys can watch along. It's on Netflix. It's on DVD. Those are the only two places you can get them.
Yeah, if you only want to watch Green with Evil, you can get that on DVD now, too.
Yep. If you have really old VHSs, I doubt this episode's on there.
That's a weird thing.
I can understand it a little bit. I understand the theory, but I don't understand the practice of actually doing it, because here's the thing, right? You're trying to get the fans who maybe fell off, the old school fans who are like, oh, Green with Evil is so cool, it's the best ever. Those people aren't checking Shout Factory for new DVD releases on Power Rangers. Maybe it'll show up in Target.
It might.
Or Walmart's. I mean, I don't know. Just get the box set. Just get the whole box set. Fall in love again, guys. It's not very expensive anymore.
No.
So we're going to watch the episode now, if there's nothing else to say, which I don't think there is. So...
Wait. Yawn.
He's yawning. Oh, God. What happens if they yawn while they're morphing? You think they would come out... Think they'd come out like half-formed, like they'd have a sleeve and the boots and like part of the helmet.
The visor's missing.
Partial morphs via interruption would be hilarious.
It would be.
Anyway, we'll find out if that happens to us because it's Morphin time!
And we're back, and I'm fully morphed as far as you know. And we just watched episode 55.
Second Chance.
Second Chance. I was just going to call it Soccer Time.
Soccer and Chance. Nope. Abort that joke. So
this episode could have been named something
better.
Much better.
And really anything would be better than Second Chance.
Second Chance has only something to do with a tiny part of the episode.
No, I mean,
but like not with the Power Rangers, really.
Right. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to it. All right, before we get to the episode, though, morphingrid.tumblr.com is our website. It's not updated as of the recording of this. I keep meaning to. It might be by the time you hear it. Check it out. Tweet me. Let me know if it's updated or not so I can go do that. If you want to email us, you can do that at littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @morphingrid. We're on Facebook facebook.com/themorphingrid. And we're on iTunes. If you want to leave us a rating and review, we would appreciate that, because the more reviews we get, the more featured we are, more people see us, more people listen to it. Everybody goes home happy. Okay, let's talk about
Soccer Time.
Let's talk about season 18 first.
Right.
So we've been watching on Netflix because I don't have a DVD player. Sometimes we watch the DVDs on my computer, but only when Netflix isn't available because it's more convenient.
Yeah.
It's hooked up to my TV.
And we're still on season 1, so when we fire it up on Netflix, it's just all the episodes we need are just right there.
They're right there.
But today, you clicked on the season arrow.
Because I noticed, because it says Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 3 seasons.
Right.
But today it said 4 seasons. I don't know if it said that the last time we watched it.
I have no idea.
I was like, 4 seasons? Are they including the Alien Rangers? It's a separate season? So I clicked on the arrow and it went 1, 2, 3, 18.
18.
So you click on on season 18, and it's the first 32 episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the order that we watched them in. I was confused for a minute, but then I realized that after 17, after RPM, they were like, we're done with Power Rangers. No more Power Rangers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take old episodes, re-edit them, clean up the audio, add some new effects, throw them back out into the Aether on Disney. And they got through about 32 episodes of that before Saban's like, give me my Power Rangers back, and bought them back. And then they did Samurai, and then they went from there. But
Samurai is the next season after RPM?
Yeah, it goes RPM, Samurai, Super Samurai,
I guess that makes sense.
Megaforce, Super Megaforce. Both of which are cheating because they're just they're 20 episode seasons. It's not a full.
Yeah, we could have got a full season of Go-Kaigers. Is the pirate suits, right?
On the downside, we'd be watching. There would have been 40 episodes of Go-Saiger, whatever.
But like
whatever Megaforce is based on, which I didn't like.
But the whole Go-Kaiger season is about them having the keys to get powers to other Rangers. So we could have got a whole season of that.
Yeah, I mean,
instead of like a half season.
The problem is that they go to a lot of Sentais that we never got.
But they already did that in Super Mega Force, and they were just like, "Oh, the Rangers not of this Earth" or whatever.
They did it one time with the Dire Rangers, but they like. I feel like they wouldn't want to do the joke of like, you don't know these Rangers,
right?
Like 15 more times. So I mean, either way,
I haven't seen Go-Kaiger, obviously.
I hear it's really good.
But don't they have to find the keys?
Yeah.
So couldn't they find them and just be like, "Oh, this is unknown power"?
Who knows what these people with faces are? I'm glad we're not these Rangers.
I don't know. It's just a weird way that they're doing it. Because they did the same thing. Well, no, because Samurai and Super Samurai are like the same. Because the Super Samurais are just the Samurai Rangers with chest plates.
With jackets, with vests. With long vests.
No, it is jackets. I thought it was shields. No, it's jackets.
No, it's jackets.
I don't know.
That's a weird thing.
It's a weird way to do it.
So yeah, season 18.
They don't even say in Super Mega Force that they're pirate themed.
No.
They're just like, no, now we're just Super Mega. That's it. Don't worry.
Super Mega. Moving on. Well, yeah, I want to watch Go-Kaiger. Go-Kaiger. Not Kaiger. I'm never going to get that correct. Even though Ranger
doesn't matter.
It's still it looks like it should be a hard G, and it isn't. Anyway, yeah, so season 18 is weird. We're not going to be watching that. Maybe we'll watch a couple episodes and do a bonus later.
Yeah, of just like
what is
if
different?
We'll watch like Day of the Dumpster, right? We'll watch both of them back to back,
right?
And then we'll talk about what's different.
Yeah,
if we can tell.
Right. Maybe. I have no idea. Anything else? You want to jump in the episode?
Yeah, we can jump in. Let's do it.
We start the episode. Ernie has a list. And we don't know what it's for yet, but there's a million 10-year-old boys jumping at this list. And he's like, nobody gets to read it till I'm ready. And so he walks over to the wall, puts his thumbtack in, and he goes, all right, I'm ready. It's a junior soccer team list. See who made the cut. And as far as I can tell, every single kid made the cut. Except Roger. This one kid did not make it. Or the kids who didn't make it went, okay. And Roger's like, ugh. Took it real bad. Some people just aren't good at soccer, Roger. You need to learn how to accept disappointment early. It'll help you out later in life.
Because then you need to move on and find the stuff you are good at.
Right. But
instead of getting hung up on things you're bad at.
Right. Instead, he doesn't do that. We'll get there in a minute. There's a couple awkward shots of Roger because Ernie walks over to Jason and Zach, who are just like just sitting at a table. He's like, "You guys need anything?" And they're like, "No, we're good." That kid looks pretty bummed though. Ernie's like, "Yeah, I wish I could give everybody." He's like, "Yeah, he didn't make the team," and they're like, "Why didn't you give him a second chance?" He's like, "If I made the rules, I would give him a second chance. I'd give everybody to make the team a second chance," which again, exclusively includes Roger at this point, as far as we know.
Right.
And then Zach's like, "Ernie, you do make the rules," and he goes, "All right, everyone gets a second chance." The thing is, Roger is standing about halfway through this conversation. Roger is standing literally right next to Ernie.
Yeah.
Ernie's talking to him like he doesn't exist anymore because he didn't make the team. Who cares about this kid?
Roger even said, like, he's bummed, right, because he didn't make the team, and I understand that. But he comes up to Ernie and he says, "Man, Ernie, I really love soccer, but I guess I'm not good at it, huh?
And they go, no, you just need to try. He accepted that he's bad at it.
Yes. And
then his mind was changed by the Power Rangers, who thought they were doing something good. It gets weird from here.
Also, this is the I'm not going to say this right. Titular?
Yes, that is the right word.
The titular second chance.
Yes, this is where the title comes from. This kid gets a second chance that will pay off at the end of the episode. Who could have guessed that? Okay, so there's awkward shots of Roger this whole time because while Ernie is talking, it cuts to Roger just standing there, slack-jawed, like, I'm not good at soccer. Why do you want me to keep doing it?
Why do you keep talking about me like I'm not right here?
And they're like, yeah, whatever, Roger, go inside. So Ernie's like, I'll give everybody a second chance. And then there's like a VO that's supposed to be Roger, but isn't the kid that we heard like 1 second before.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Anyway, we jump up to the moon where Rita's like, they want to kick balls around, huh? Make me a ball that packs a punch or something. It doesn't make any sense at all. But so they cut to this shot that I still don't understand what it is. Finster made a monster.
Did he?
She said, Finster, make me a monster. So off screen in a split second, Finster made a monster. Here's my theory, okay? Because what we see is a giant ball, a scaly ball, under a post that is zapping it with green lightning.
It's like a street light zapping it with green lightning.
So they're making another Green Ranger. Right?
They're charging it.
They are charging it. That is not apparent. Here's my theory. The reason they have to charge it, because what? Why would you have to charge it? They've never had to charge a monster before.
Every monster is different.
Not really, though. Normally, there's a pretty easy to spot pattern. This time, he had a bunch of clay that was about to go bad.
They just roll it in a ball?
So he just made a big ball and put it under the charging beam instead of carving out a Sokka Dillo. That is my... Even though we had shots of him carving something or sculpting something, that was not this. That was just him doing another Pudgy Pig, probably.
He's going to get Pudgy Pig right one of these days. It's going to be the baddest monster the Rangers have ever seen.
They're going to be scared. It's Sokka Dillo. Obviously. I could have sworn this was a Zed monster. Funny story about Sokka Dillo. At the game store downtown, it's called Outlaw Moon. It's in Austin, Texas. Go check it out. It's pretty cool. They have like vintage toys on one side, and one of them they have some Power Ranger toys, and one of them says Sokka Dillo, but inside is some sort of fly monster.
Like in the packaging?
In the
original packaging, it says that?
Yeah, it's a fly monster, but it says Sokka Dillo, and I don't know if that's original packaging.
How much are they asking for that?
It was not expensive. It was not like misprint. It was like $20.
Oh, we might have to go to a mall.
You want to run down there afterwards?
I have a thing for misprints.
It's going to be fine, guys. It's just Sokka Dillo.
Sokka Dillo, we haven't seen him fight yet, but he's kind of neat.
It's really neat. A little inconsistent on the Rangers' part, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
So we go back down to the Earth, where we're going to do what was Kimberly wearing, the only part, but it's fine. She's wearing...
Sometimes it's all in the same day, so she only wears one
Sometimes
outfit.
it's one day. And this is the only way I can tell that time passes, because they never mention it. They never mention that time is different. I just assume it's all like the same minute. But if Kimberly's wearing a different outfit, the day has passed. Mm-hmm. So she's wearing short shorts again and the boots again. But she's got a sweater and like a pink tank top. Again, might be a leotard.
It's hard to tell. She's wearing shorts, so I don't know if it's a leotard.
I don't know. Either way, in the first half of the episode, it's buttoned up, and then she unbuttons it when school is over.
Trini's wearing a weird thing this episode.
I don't even remember what she's wearing.
It looks good, but like she has a dress that might be shorts, and it looks like the butt pockets are on the front.
that checks. That makes sense.
The rest of it's fine. She's got yellow.
That's a very Trini thing to wear.
Yeah.
Found this in my mom's closet. I'm gonna wear it. So we're at school in the hallway between classes or before classes because Kimberly says to Tommy, "I'll see you after first period." So I imagine this is right off the bat. So maybe they were at the juice bar yesterday, or they were there before school.
It could be.
That's weird. When does school start?
School starts at 8, right? When does high school start?
It started at 7.
At like 7:15 or something weird.
For me, it was like 7:30. The latest.
Maybe Ernie just opens for an hour from 6 to 7 in the morning.
I don't know. I didn't.
Zach, do you think Ernie stays open all day?
No, he definitely closes because.
But
during the day,
like while they're in school.
Yeah, because we've seen them there during free periods. I imagine.
Right.
I don't know.
I forgot about free periods because I only ever had one, and I spent it as a co-op. So
I don't even know what that is.
I assisted a teacher for that period.
Oh, nerd.
Yeah,
teacher's pet.
Got the grade Spanish test. It was what it was.
I had 2 free periods my senior year. First one was my final block because we had block scheduling my senior year. So I had 4th block off, so I got to leave school at 12:30 because I had the last lunch, so I could leave for lunch and didn't have to come back. It was amazing. Second half of the year, I had a 3rd block, which was the longest block, which encompassed the lunches, so I could go to lunch 3 times if I felt like it. I usually just went whenever the most of my friends went, and I did all my homework because I only had homework for 1 class, and that was my 4th block. So I just did my homework for that immediately before. You can tell this is a weird episode because we're not talking about it as much as we usually do.
We're talking about us more.
Okay, so let's try to get this train moving. So They are talking about helping out Roger get on this for the second tryout.
Yeah, Zach and Jason are going to train him. Yeah,
so Bulk and Skull obviously inject themselves in the conversation. Tommy has a soccer ball lifted over his head for some reason. I guess he's going to overhand throw it at Zach, maybe. And Bulk just grabs that.
No, Zach has it. Because he walks out because he's going to show. He's going to show Roger. I almost called him Trevor. His name's Roger. His sweet soccer moves that he'll be teaching him.
He's going to teach him hip hop soccer.
He just drops it and knees it up once, and then Bulk catches it.
He's going to teach him Sokido. That makes less sense.
Hip Sokido.
I don't think he's going to be fighting anybody during junior soccer.
Hip hopper. That's close.
The judges will accept it. So Bulk's like, I'm going to train the kid. And they're like, you? Really? And he's like, you ever seen me on the practice field? Kim has the sickest burn of the episode. And she goes, no, but I don't think anybody else has either. And he's like, it's because I'm so good I don't need to. And then so he just boots the ball as Miss Appleby comes around the corner.
Obviously.
So here is the order of events. He kicks the ball. It zooms past Miss Appleby, whose papers fly everywhere. Mm-hmm. It hits...
I keep doing that. I'm sorry. I notice every time immediately after I say it.
Well, stop it. It hits the wall. I think it smashes some sort of award.
Some kind of placard?
Yeah. Bounces back. There's like that shot where it's right in front of the camera spinning, and like the Rangers get out of the way.
Yeah.
And then it hits...
Tommy's like... staring it down for a second.
Like maybe he's going to punch it. Then he gets out of the way. In the process, he smashes his communicator against the wall.
Yes.
And it goes like, beep-doop.
It like electrifies.
It does zap a little bit. And then it hits Bulk and Skull and they fall down. Or it hits one of them into the other one. They end up on the ground.
Both of them are down by the end of it, yeah.
This is just Bulk and Skull's lot in life. They haven't been to the juice bar yet.
They haven't been back to the juice bar.
They haven't been back. That's later. Okay, never mind. So
it's not even first period yet.
So they're all like, "All right, let's go to class." And Kimberly's like, "Oh, see you after first period." And he's like, "Yeah." And then his communicator goes off, and he's like, "Zordon, what is it?" And Zordon's like, "You called me."
This is a very funny exchange.
And he's like, "No, I didn't. Oh, I guess my communicator's busted." And he's like, okay. I guess my communicator's busted. I'll have to get it to Billy to fix it. And he goes, all right, bye.
He's basically like, noted. Zordon out. He actually says Zordon out.
Zordon out. I don't know what's happening.
Who wrote this one? Is this a different... This is like a new writer?
Hold on, let me check. It was Mark Litton wrote it. I think that's the writer slot. Yeah, okay, so Mark Litton wrote it. Let's see if he has written any other episodes. Nope. I'm at 27, and there's no mention of Mark Litton yet. Nope, this is the first episode he wrote. Let's see if he writes another one later.
So I was right. This is a new writer.
This is a new writer who did not write anything before. He has at least one more in season 2.
We'll have to pay extra close attention to that to see if there's any weird dialogue stuff.
Right, it's episode 5 of season 2, so okay. We'll have to keep an eye on that, because that's a weird exchange. It's like it sounds almost like fan fiction, like somebody writing fan fiction of Power Rangers, which is weird on a lot of levels. Not that there isn't Power Rangers fan fiction, but that this early.
There definitely is.
Well, yeah.
We won't talk about it on this show.
No, this is not the program for that. So then it goes back to the moon, and we are charging Sokka Dillo. Or we're watching her charge Sokka Dillo. And they're like, it's almost ready. It's almost done charging. And she wants to send it out already. And they're like, no.
What?
Wait a minute.
They need to stop her. Like, the rest of her crew needs to stop Rita. Like, Goldar just needs to step up and take charge. Because he's always the one who's like, no, you should wait.
And she's like, no,
and she's like, I'm not gonna.
Make him grow. No, I don't want to spoil anything. If you're listening to this podcast, presumably you know who the next major bad guy is.
Right.
We've talked about him before. We're not gonna talk about him now because it's coming up really soon. And I don't like giving super immediate spoilers just in case.
Is that the end of the season or the beginning?
That's the beginning.
Oh no, because the end of the season is just the Oysterizer.
It's just Oysterizer, right? It's just a
regular episode of Power Rangers.
So the first couple episodes of season 2 are called The Mutiny.
Right.
And I don't know if they're seeding it in now. Like, if they're like, look at how dumb and bad at her job Rita is, so when it happens, it makes more sense.
Her only real flaw is how impatient
she can't just wait a minute. So they're charging Sokka Dillo. We come back down to high school. I don't know why I said it like that. Whatever, we're moving on. Where they're in Miss Appleby's class. Tommy and Bulk and Skull are the only ones in this class.
Have first period with Miss Appleby.
So I guess every other time we've seen the Rangers have a class with Bulk and Skull, it's not first period with Miss Appleby?
It's English. And she's talking about survival of the fittest, so I think this is science class.
This is science. But we've seen them
They've all had science class together before.
Is this a new semester?
It might be.
And Tommy has to take it.
It is ZU too, so like
Tommy has to take it because he missed it.
Because he was
just gone, and Bulk and Skull
are taking it again because they're dumb guys.
They're real dumb. I will accept that. I will put that in the Morphin Grid headcanon. They're going over survival of the fittest, and his communicator keeps beeping, and she's like, turn your pager off. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he's like, sorry, pager, right, turn it off. And he hits the button, and it like makes an off sound. But then just beeps again immediately because, again, he smashed it into a wall. And presumably, it's a very sensitive piece of equipment because it teleports human beings around the planet. That probably can break pretty easily.
I feel like Billy would have the... This might be the right use of this word or phrase. I'm not sure if it's one word or not. I'm really
Spit
bad
it out.
at language. Billy might have the wherewithal to make them durable because they fight all the time.
That's not the word you're looking for.
That's not it.
The foresight?
Foresight. What's wherewithal?
Wherewithal is like to borrow a phrase from Mick Foley, testicular fortitude.
The guts.
The guts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he might have the foresight then to have made them a little durable, but he just bumped it on the wall a little bit.
He just banged it into the wall.
But then they fight putties and get thrown around every day.
But they don't bump it into a wall. Maybe he dodged real hard. Maybe he like jumped out of the way real hard and just slammed it into the wall. I don't know. Either way, it won't stop beeping. And so Miss Appleby's like, give me your pager. And he's like, okay. And he hands it to her. And at this point, she should have gone, this is a watch.
This isn't a pager?
This isn't even a watch. This is a bracelet. Why is it beeping?
Why does this bracelet have a speaker in it? Also, wouldn't it have kept beeping anyway?
I imagine it beeped in her desk.
Are they battery powered?
No.
No, they're powered on the Morphin grid.
They're powered via Morphin grid.
Okay.
So.
All right. So it would have kept beeping. But like he gives it to her and then just awkwardly stands at the front of the class.
For a little bit too
He doesn't
long.
go back to his seat. We cut away and he's still just standing there.
Really?
She went back to writing on the board and he's just like, oh, my stuff.
Tell me, why'd you do that? It doesn't make any sense at all. This is a pretty dramatic scene. I have a note about this because it was really weird and really out of place, which makes sense for this episode. So during this, we're treating it like she's about to find out he's a Power Ranger, right?
Kind of, yeah.
There's like really somber music where she's like, give me your pager. It's like, and then Bulk moves his foot and it goes, like he still is creating wacky sound effects during otherwise dramatic moments.
Well, he kicks his foot up onto Tommy's desk as soon as he gets up.
Yeah, and it makes it...
And then that's why Tommy can't sit back down, I guess.
Oh, my foot's there, Miss Appleby. I better have my pager back. I don't know why they did that. Why did the sound editor go, yeah? I mean, it's probably a note from Saban going, every time they do a thing.
Every time any part of their body touches anything.
You put in the brr sound
There's
effect.
a goofy sound effect.
And he's like, okay. And then he's like, make this dramatic. Put some good dramatic music. He's like, okay. And he's like, where's the sound effect? Well, you did this dramatic. I didn't think it. No! Sound effect! Because he is also Vince McMahon.
A little bit.
Yeah, like the similarities are not subtle from what I've heard of Saban and what I know about Vince. So we cut to after school where Jason and Zach are teaching Rocco Saban.
Rocker. Marty Jannetty, the rocker.
My mouth is just not having a
He's
good day.
kind of the Marty Jannetty of soccer.
Of the whole sport of soccer. This is the Jannetty. Yeah, Roger is very bad at soccer.
Even
he jumps for a ball. Like Zach kicks a ball, and he's like, "All right, just block this." And he kicks it.
Not hard.
Very slow. It tumbles down through these two cones, and he jumps after it passes him. It's not like he missed it. He blacked out for a minute.
Yeah. And then he came back to and was like, I got it. It's gone already.
And then he landed.
And then Rita sees this. And it's like, that kid's awful.
That kid's terrible.
Is Sokka Dillo ready yet?
Okay, and then this is like the 40th weird thing that happens in this episode, and we're only like 6 minutes into the episode. So it's like, he's terrible at soccer. Is Sokka Dillo ready yet? And they go, no. Goldar goes, no, let's send some putties down to soften him up. And she goes, all right, good plan. We'll play with him a little bit. They send putties down, and then immediately sends down
well, not immediately.
Sokka Dillo.
Because there's enough time for it to hang on a shot of putties doing nothing.
Putties posturing.
And then Jason and Zach are like, what are these putties doing?
And then she's like, send Sokka Dillo. I don't care if he's charged or not. Why even accept the plan that Goldar puts forth if you immediately disregard the plan?
Because she's the worst.
She's the hashtag worst. It's terrible. So there's another Roger being really bad moment before this happens, but like, guys, he's just the worst. He's terrible. He should never play soccer.
Oh, yeah, because they're like, practice stopping it with your foot or catching it with your foot.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to kick it to you very slowly. And he bumps it with his foot, and Roger, like, misses it. And I expect him to do, like, a Charlie Brown backflip.
There's
and land
one
on
where
his
he
face.
goes for it too early, because I think he does, like, 2 or 3 different ones. And he just, like, has to stretch too far out, so he does almost like a splits.
I don't know. This kid should never play soccer. He knows it.
He already accepted that, and they were like, no, we could teach you soccer. Us.
The Sokka Dillo lands, and it's in ball form, and the putties are playing soccer with it. And Zach and Jason are just like, what?
They're just
actual
watching
heck
it. One putty, like, jumps on top of it and then rolls over. And then Zach's like, "You believe this?" And Jason's like, "No, I didn't know putties play soccer." And then they kick Sokka Dillo at them.
Then a fight starts, all right? And Roger is still here. Keep that in mind.
He's behind a tree.
He's hiding behind a tree. Keep that in mind for the 45th weird thing that happens. There is some actual neat stuff in this fight, though.
It's a good putty fight.
They have Sokka Dillo on wires. Also, there's something in it because it changes direction at one point. Like, it rolls and then stops and comes back. So there's, like, a dude in there, like, on a hamster wheel sort of thing. I think. I don't know. But there's some neat stuff with this fight scene because it's basically they're fighting a giant soccer ball while fighting putties. So there's some neat stuff.
And it won't hit putties because it's flying around. It's hitting Zach and Jason, knocking them all over the place.
Yeah.
And it comes at a putty. It like stops right in front of its face and then goes the other way. It's just weird that it can just float. Yeah,
it's on a string of some sort, and magic? I don't know. It's supercharged almost.
He's not all the way charged though.
It's regular.
We find out in a minute.
Yeah. So we cut to the juice bar where Trini, Kimberly, and Billy are all talking about like something. I don't know. Math. Maybe? Who knows?
I don't remember.
Ernie's there, and he's like, he says something about the soccer team. And then, like, their communicator goes off, and he goes, "Do you guys hear that?" And they're like, "No, we didn't hear anything." And he goes, "Man, this soccer business has got me so stressed out. I'm hearing things.
I better walk away so you kids can go off into the entryway."
Into the corner. And then so they, like, immediately get up. They leave their books and everything, and then they just run over there. And Zordon's like, "The Sokka Dillo is in the park." And they're just like, okay. They don't know what the Sokka Dillo is. Why did he say it by name? He says that there's a monster in the park with putties. But he's like, Jason and Zach are fighting the Sokka Dillo, and Roger's there. I don't even know if he mentions Roger. He must, because as soon as they land, because they teleport, and as soon as they land, Trini's like, "I'll protect Roger." This is a bad decision, Trini.
Bad idea, Trini.
And I mean, okay, all right. Let me play devil's advocate for a second, because if something goes to attack Roger, you're going to want your murder machine protecting the child.
Right.
I understand that logic. But from a writing the show standpoint, they know that nothing is going to happen to him, and we're not even going to show Billy.
If we don't get any shots of Billy during the fight.
Because there's a shot of Kimberly doing 100 backflips and then kicking
kicking like 100 putties in the shins.
She kicks like 7 putties in the shins to death. And then just does another forward handspring because she's a gymnast and can do whatever she wants. There is Zach fighting. There's Jason fighting.
Zach's scene.
Part of the fight.
Yeah.
His thing.
His thing is really cool because he gets up on the shoulders of one and just like that one kind of spins him around as he kicks other putties.
Yeah.
And then he just like stomps that putty into the ground when he gets down.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Speaking of stomping, guess who has a name, an NXT name now? Devitt. Guess what it is?
Is it Romper Stomper?
No, he does a stomp.
Oh, right.
Well, he won't now because Kenta does a stomp. Sorry, Hideo Itami does the stomp. His name is Finn Balor.
I don't hate that. I don't like Finn. I like Balor.
I don't know how they're going to pronounce Balor.
Right.
It's
Finn Balor.
Balor, but it's Balor, which is Balor.
Balor.
Which is the in mythology, because I saw this on with spandex. In like Irish mythology, he was like some sort of supernatural king god who had like a third eye that when it opened up, destruction happened.
Ah, okay.
So I don't.
So his finisher will be the third eye.
No, that's balls. That's a bunch of balls. No, his finisher can be literally anything because that dude can wrestle, and doesn't have the handicap of having 2 very popular dudes having stole all his moves before.
No, he just has the one that stole his finisher.
Yeah, so I mean it's fine. Also, if Kevin Steen's name is Jake, it will be Jake and Finn. They should tag. Sokka Dillo disappears. Billy has not helped at all. Trini basically just hid behind the tree with Roger.
Right, and then they all run back together in a group, and Billy looks like he did some fighting.
Off screen, trust us.
Yeah, whatever. Do they just teleport right from here?
No, because Roger's there. So the next scene is them in the command center.
Did they just bring Roger home first?
They must. And because they never tell us how time has passed.
Because Trini leaves him behind the tree to go talk to her friends.
No, he comes with her.
Does he?
Yeah, because he's standing in front of them and he's like,
no, you're right.
That was weird. You all did great. Almost like the Power Rangers. He doesn't say like the Power Rangers, but
it's implied.
He was 1 second away from it. So then we're at the command center and they're like, the Sokka Dillo's back and he's terrorizing just outside Angel Grove. Somewhere.
Well, this is where we learned that he wasn't fully charged before, because now he's out of ball form.
Right.
And then Zordon's like, he's charged enough to be out of ball form. He's almost invincible. You're gonna need Tommy, but we can't talk to him.
We can't find him. You're never gonna beat him without Tommy. Don't even try it. Then we cut to Tommy, who after school goes to the classroom, Miss Appleby's classroom.
The classroom
to get his thing back. Bulk and Skull are thumb wrestling with
little pictures of their faces on their thumbs,
which is cute.
And they have, I don't know if you saw it, like that sumo, like Japanese
hairstyle
ponytail
kind
of thing sticking out of the top of it.
I know they had like the underwear sort of thing wrapped around their thumb.
I love how best friends these two are.
It's great. That's one of the best parts of this show. Tommy's like, I'm here to get my pager back. And they're like, she's not going to give it back to you, dummy. And then we cut to the Rangers in the command center going, or Jason specifically going like, we can't wait, we got to go. And so he just goes. They just teleport and morph, and they go there.
Here's, I think, where I said, there's a million other ways they could find Tommy.
Yes.
One of them, Billy, could go back to the school and look for him.
Right. While the rest of them fought the Sokka Dillo.
Zordon could just pull him up on the viewing globe. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Someone go get him.
Yeah.
Or Zordon could have pulled him up on the viewing globe and just teleported
him there. I don't know why they don't do this.
This Mark Hamill, or whatever his name was.
Mark Litton. He's not great.
I'm not into it.
Not great. They go fight Sokka Dillo. Saki is super armored. He's like, you'll never get through my armor. I'm invincible. He's got a really annoying voice. It's like exactly the same as the Flea's voice. It might be the same person.
But it's not as sped up.
It's not like super high pitched. It's just like a regular high pitched voice.
Yeah. They
fight him for a little bit. They really just get trucked, and then we go back to Tommy, where Miss Appleby comes into the classroom. And he's like, can I get my pager back, please? And the only thing I really noticed from this shot, because it was like 1 second long, was he has a fish necklace on. His necklace has a silver fish.
Just like a fish amulet? Or is it like the religious fish?
It's like the outline of a regular fish.
That's weird.
It's really weird.
But yeah, he asked for his thing back. Oh, like, please? And he's like, look how handsome I am.
Yeah.
Or that Miss Appleby just looks at him weird, and then it cuts away.
And then he has it again.
Or then he's just out in the hallway and he has it. But don't we go somewhere else?
We cut back to them because they do the pyramid attack first.
Right.
Where they jump on each other's shoulders and then shoot the center. They all shoot each other's guns, and then that blasts the monster.
Right.
Because Power Rangers. Except it doesn't work.
Because he balls up immediately as it's about to hit him.
And he's invincible.
Remember that's a thing that he does right now.
Will that come back to play?
Yeah.
Into play? I don't remember.
Well, it won't come back into play, and that's the problem.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Because I have a cool way that Zordon could have been right, but instead he's really not. And that they need Tommy.
Yeah.
A cool way to kill the monster, but
they only need him to
They didn't need him.
Distract him.
They didn't need him.
They didn't really need him. So what happens is we cut back to Tommy in the hallway, and he gets paged, or he's trying to page Zordon and Alpha.
Right.
And
he just gets the a couple times, and then immediately Alpha comes through. He's like, Tommy, come on.
And Tommy's like, what's going on, Alpha? He's like, the Rangers at the quarry. They always fight
Sokka Dillo.
So he teleports there, and Sokka Dillo is still in a ball, and so now they are bad at soccer. Because before they beat... Maybe it's because he's supercharged.
He's supercharged, so like when they were kicking him around before...
It was easier?
It wasn't hurting him.
I don't know.
First of all, because he was in ball form, and I think it's established that he can't take any damage in ball form.
Right. So now they're bad at just kicking him in general. They just keep getting hit.
Because the suits make you good at fighting, not sports.
Right. Does it take away your sports abilities?
I don't know.
Anyway,
there's no reason for them to be bad at kicking a monster.
Some putties pop up, and they summon up clay soccer-sized balls, and they kick them at the Rangers, who can't even block these and just get pelted.
I thought they were just big rocks that were just happened to be there.
I feel like they summoned them. I feel like they came with them. I don't know.
They might have.
Maybe they picked them up. Either way, they couldn't even like block that. And then Sokka Dillo launches himself at them, hits all 5 of them at once, knocks them down. Tommy teleports in. And then all he does is like distract Sokka Dillo for a second.
Yeah.
Like he hits him in such a way that he goes, "Oh, now you're getting on my nerves."
No, he shows up and then him and Jason do a power punch.
Right.
Because he's in ball form. He comes at them and they both punch him, which pops him out of ball form. That's what happens.
Couldn't it have been Zach?
No, it had to be Tommy because he's...
Or Trini?
Because that Ranger has power.
Shut up. Shut up forever.
Yes, it could have been Zach or Trini.
It could have been Zach or Trini.
Or Kimberly or Billy.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, the rule was 2 Power Rangers and a punch at the same time.
So then he's like, "You're getting on my nerves. As soon as I'm not Disney anymore, I'm going to kill you." And they answer immediately by like barraging him with weapons. Like he's like, "I'm going to get you." And then he takes 2 daggers to the chest and an arrow. And then immediately behind that, he gets stabbed by the mace. Or not the mace.
The lance.
The mighty mace. The dino lance. And the
dino lance.
The power axe. And then he just... Then Rita's like, "Oh, crap, grow. This is the first time."
This is fine because he's losing.
This is the first time in a long time.
And growing resets their stats.
Yeah. So he grows and he's like, "Now I'm invincible." And so they... Which makes sense because it like amplifies your power, right? So if your power is that you're super durable, you should be invincible when you're giant.
Pretty much.
So they get the Zords. There's a weird order. When they jump in the cockpit, it's always like... Billy here, all systems go. Zach, ready to roll. Trini, let's do it. Kimberly, I like shoes. You know. This time,
or some bad pun about the monster.
Or some pun about the monster. This time, it's like Kimberly goes first. I didn't even know Kimberly went.
She basically just drops in. She's like, "I'm ready to go."
She's like, "Okay." And then it goes to Billy doing the same thing he normally does. Trini makes another pun, sort of. Let's sock it to him or something like that. And then Zach says like a paragraph and a half. He reads a page out of Ethan Frome. He's like, "Let's attack him to regain school spirit," or something. I don't know what happened because I was so weirded out by this episode by this point.
Oh, God.
And then I was like, did Kimberly not go? Did Zach talk too long that Kimberly's not allowed to say anything? And that's when you were like, no, she was first and just had nothing to say.
Just didn't say anything.
So they bring them together.
It's a weird side. It's a different angle of the side shot of Megazord standing up.
Yeah, it's weird. Then Tommy calls Dragon Zord. There's a little fight. There is he does the Dragon Zord command, but it's higher pitched.
Mm-hmm. Serious business.
So I guess it means business, even though he doesn't do anything different. He just kind of fights him a little bit.
He just like hits him with his tail and knocks him around.
I thought the command was like fire your missiles, like the base one,
right.
And the higher pitched one.
When's the last time he fired his missiles?
Green with Evil Part 6. I don't know.
Did they forget he's got finger missiles?
That would be my go-to, right? Finger missiles because they look cool.
Right? Yeah. Here's Dragon Zord.
They don't. There's a fight. Sokka Dillo is invincible, so they can't hurt him.
He's in ball form. Because he like swings by, hits them both, and giant sparks fly out everywhere.
And then we talked about this a couple episodes ago, but like, Zach's like, "Oh man, he's super hard to beat like this," and Jason, this is the exact exchange. "Yeah, he is. Do you have a plan?" Zach jumps on him and goes, "Yeah," like immediately.
Zach's plan. is to wait it out.
Just to wait a minute.
Until he opens back up.
And then hit him with the power sword.
Power sword him.
Which they do.
And then he dies. Because he opens up of his own accord. Sokka Dillo I'm talking about.
Yeah, they don't double punch him with the Zords, which would have been cool.
Yeah. He just opens up. And then he's like, oh, here I am. And then he waits because they call the sword down.
Yeah.
They go through the animation. And he's like, it shows him like standing there all like skeevy, like, uh-oh. And then they just kill him. He could have just balled up and been fine. He already showed that that's how that works when he got blasted with the Mega Power Blast or whatever that is.
Yep.
B, to show that they needed Tommy to beat him, they should have been... they should have gotten Mega Dragon Zord. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Whereas Dragon Zord with the dino feet. Because then he got the drill. And they could have drilled the ball and popped him open.
I was thinking that, or if they were going to keep it as Megazord and Dragon Zord separate, is he could have, like, the Sokka Dillo could have, like, jumped at the Dragon Zord, and it would have been goofy, but no goofier than the rest of the episode. Like, Dragon Zord spins at the right time, and Sokka Dillo hits the exact point of his drill tail, and that would have drilled into him a little bit and opened him up.
Or, yeah. So that would be cool, because they get the sword, right? And Sokka Dillo is flying at Dragon Zord, who whips him hard with his tail, which pops him open, and then as he flies toward the Megazord, they slash him.
Gone. Instead, he just
waits for them to kill him.
He pops out and goes, "What's going on, guys?"
You go, I am dead. And he blows up, sets the forest on fire, which is the first time I realized that when a monster blows up, part of Angel Grove catches on fire.
They specifically said outside Angel Grove, so this is the next town over getting burnt to death. I've lived in California. There is a legitimate fire season where it's too dry and too hot. Things just catch on fire, which is terrifying. Apparently, it happens in Texas. We missed it this year.
No good.
For the most part. But like last year, right before we moved down, there was a fire a lot. There was a lot of fire. So then we go down to the juice bar where Ernie is... he's putting the new thing up, the new... team list. Before we go any farther, we know what happens. We know what's going to happen in a minute.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm thinking Roger's going to make the team, or if I'm going to give them a lot of credit, Roger won't make the team because he's bad at soccer.
Because we never saw him be good at soccer.
He never got better. He practiced twice, and this is the same day because Kimberly's wearing the same outfit.
He only practiced a couple times until this dog attacked.
This dog is so upset about the order of events. And I get it, you little yappy thing. Shut up. Yeah, you told us. You win. Little yappy puppy dummy.
So he only practiced for a second.
He practiced for maybe a half an hour.
It wasn't even practice. It was just him showing Jason and Zach how bad at soccer he is.
And then they had to leave to go stop this. And by the time they came back, he practiced so much that not only did he make the team, but he's the captain.
He's the captain of the second team.
Ernie decided to make two teams, which is good. Before they revealed two teams, I'm like, so Roger makes a team and what, another kid is cut now? Right. How is that fair? But no, he made two teams. Everybody gets to be on. That's probably better because there was a lot of kids around him. If they were all on one team, it's be like, all right, we're going to have to rotate a lot so nobody actually gets any time.
Even if Roger made that team, he would just be on the bench.
He'd be on the bench. So then, okay, this is the weirdest thing of the episode. This is the coup de grace, and thankfully it is at the end because it has no reason. There is no reason for this. Bulk and Skull walk in. Oh, God. Skull has his hands are covered in gack that he can't get off.
He's holding something.
A bottle.
It looks like a giant rubber fly from the Trick or Treat web of destruction or whatever that was.
Maybe.
But I can't tell what it is or why he's got a bunch of sticky gack on his hands.
Yeah, and it's like his hand is stuck with this green goo, and they never explain it. It's literally just here for a joke. Because they're like, oh, see, we told you didn't need to practice. And Roger's like, yeah, I did, because if I wouldn't have practiced, I wouldn't have made captain of the second team. It's like, shut up, kid. You're terrible. How did you get better in 1 second unless you were faking it like a jerk?
He might have just been practicing
the whole time. The whole 30 minutes they were fighting Sokka Dillo. But whatever. He got better. I'll accept it. That. Because he throws the soccer ball at Bulk, who hands it to Skull. He's like, show him, Skull, that you don't need to practice to be good at it.
Yeah, show him how good you are at soccer by throwing this soccer ball with your hands.
Oh my gosh. No, you don't do that. You do it if the ball is out, and that's a two-hand overthrow, which he was not doing. He was throwing it like a baseball. So he throws it, and the gack is stuck on the ball, so the ball just stretches out, and it goes, brrr, and then bounces back, slams Skull in the face, knocks him and Bulk over. Bulk doesn't get something on his face, but it like...
On the way down, he hits a tray that has some milkshakes on it.
And it misses his face, but hits all around his head. It was kind of impressive. But like... Why did they do this? This is literally to force a joke in.
Because Bulk and Skull haven't had any goop on them in a while, so now they need it double time. Now we need Skull to just have goop on his hand for no reason.
But Skull got goop twice last episode. That should have made up for this episode.
It didn't, though. It made up for the last episode when they didn't get gooped. So then he got gooped twice, and now we're back.
Now we're back to regular
the status
goopings.
Quo.
Blah. All right, that's it. That's the episode. This one took a lot out of me. This is probably going to be a short episode once I edit out all that garbage.
Yeah.
All right, any final thoughts on whatever this was called?
I like Sokka Dillo because he's got a form that you can't hurt him in.
Right.
He's got, I think at one point where they're charging him, he's like, yeah, he's got needle claws.
They say something about how like he's spiky.
I don't think we saw those.
I think we do when they're fighting him the first time, morphed. When they're like,
okay,
they have the dino swords, because he just catches them and like hits them back at him.
So he's got that. He's got eye lasers that he uses when he's a giant.
Standard with every monster.
I don't know. He's a cool monster.
Yeah.
It stinks that he's in such a poop episode.
Yeah, man. It's really weird. He is a cool monster. I like monsters.
He's a monster that I would use. Like, he's definitely a salvageable as a good serious threat to the Power Rangers.
Yeah, in a reboot show.
Yeah.
Like, just having, like... Because my reboot, which I keep talking about, and hopefully if I could talk about it enough, it'll just become real. It was like a 12-episode season.
Right.
Maybe 20, because
you just cut out all the
garbage. Yeah, and so the Sokka Dillo is definitely a monster I would use, because he's got a defensive form, which I love. I love monsters that
he's got modes.
He's got modes. Which comes from Masked Rider.
Yeah.
Which is the season premiere of season 3. It's 3 episodes of a crossover with Masked Rider. It's not a crossover. It leads into the Masked Rider series. We're going to be covering it on specially marked box at some point.
The Masked Rider series?
The Masked Rider series. Because it was terrible. And literally the only thing I remember about it is that he had 2 extra modes. Gold and blue. Don't know what they did.
Isn't Kamen Rider good, though? Why is Masked Rider bad?
Masked Rider was so bad they didn't do another one until like 4 years ago when they did like Kamen Rider Dragon, which was based on something, and that was also apparently so bad they're like, we're giving up on Kamen Rider. Which stinks because you could just literally remake Forze shot for shot, but with Americans. Like today, if they gave me all the raw footage and like the raw sound footage so that I could like splice in the music and stuff and take out the Japanese voice on when he's in Kamen Rider form, that show is amazing. It's super ridiculous. I don't know if American audiences would buy it because it's all about friendship.
Right.
The main character's goal is to be friends with everybody. That's it. That's his job. That's his goal. He's like, I'm going to be friends with everybody. Someone's like, I don't like you. He's like, that means I'm going to work twice as hard to become your friend. And then he does. Then he becomes that guy's friend later. It's awesome. But I feel like it's a little too earnest, sadly enough, for Americans to
I'm a little bit like that. Not that I want to be everybody's friend so much as I don't want anyone to really dislike me.
I get that.
Except for Erica. She can hate me all she wants.
I was going to say no names, but I know the name you're going to say.
Yes.
I'm not that way. I'm not like, I need to be friends with everybody, but
But if somebody doesn't like me, I want to know why.
I want to know why, and like if I'm already friends with someone, I'm like, I'm going to make sure that we're friends. You know that we are friends now.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It could be such a great show because like they always have crossovers, so there could be crossovers with the Power Rangers every time. You know, it would. It's all there. It's all right there. The new one is weird. The new one is about fruit. His modes are fruit. Kamen Rider Forza.
The new Power Rangers is trains. So
there we go. The Kamen Rider Forza, he has modes, but they all come in the form of these things called switches. He puts them in his belt, and then he activates it, and one of his arms or one of his legs gets an accessory.
Right.
And it's awesome. And then some of them have like straight up modes. Like he's got like elect mode and fire mode and magnet mode. And that's as far as I got before I just stopped watching because I got busy and then never got back to it. But it's really cool. Enough about Kamen Rider. That's going to do it for us for today. Unless you got anything else to say about this episode?
No. I'm just really sad for Sokka Dillo. I hope he comes back
as like a cool monster, as like who has a good episode,
or they just repaint him and he comes back as something cool. I don't know,
as armored,
or like he comes back with Pumpkin Rapper, because I swear Pumpkin Rapper does good stuff.
I know that he comes back one or two times with Zed, like once with Zed at least, maybe a couple other times. I don't know.
He's got to be part of the Monster Mash episode.
Absolutely, he is. He definitely is because
that's the Halloweeniest monster that there is.
He's a jack-o'-lantern. Duh.
Yeah.
That's it, though. That's going to do it for us for today. Morphingrid.tumblr.com is our website. Go there. Have fun. Enjoy it. You can email us at littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com. We're on Twitter at MorphinGrid. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/TheMorphinGrid. And we're on iTunes. If you want to leave us a rating and review, we would love you for the rest of time.
Love's a strong word. I would really appreciate it, though.
I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to say I would love you. In a platonic, appreciative way.
Okay, I can do that. I did notice one thing on our Tumblr.
Yeah.
That GIF of the shoes that you can't buy.
Yep.
There's no pink.
They didn't want to tease me too much. Yeah.
There's every color. There's green, blue, black, yellow, and red.
The only problem with the green one is that it's the dragon outline.
It's the goofy dragon with the underbite.
Yeah. Caveman dragon. It's not What
was their aversion to using the dragon footprint?
I don't know.
That's the coolest coin of the original 6.
If I rebooted it, I would make them all not footprints, but like abstract.
Yeah.
Instead, nah. No, we're going to use a doofy dragon. Thanks for listening. Sorry.
I just can't get that out of my head.
Sorry, this is so weird. Hopefully next episode will be better. We'll see you Friday. Until then, though, may the power protect you. Zach, I read the word Zach, not what I meant to say.